With DICE going on holiday soon, it was pretty certain that we'd be getting an update sooner rather than later, but I didn't realize it would be this soon, so today we got update 3.1. So let's go through some of the new changes, quality of life improvements, and some of the changes you might have missed in this update. And there are a lot, so let's get straight into it. First up, we have the big ones. Starting with Manifest 2.0. This map has received an overhaul on the scale of Orbital, on the scale of Renewal and Kaleidoscope. A lot more love has been poured into it, especially with the lighting. The new shaders seem to be incredibly effective. It honestly looks like a whole new map in certain areas in terms of lighting. And once again, the added cover, militaristic themes, destruction, more destroyed military tanks and vehicles around. Overall, it's a lot more cohesive than it used to be. It was too flat, it was too open. Areas of the map felt a bit too similar, and they still do to an extent, but this is far, far better. They managed to differentiate the different container yards a lot better with the different cover layouts. The crane placements are a lot more balanced now, and the map overall has a much better flow, so I'm really, really happy with it. Another massive change is gameplay responsiveness. Now, all the animations, the switch between stances, the running to sprinting, or going from not moving to then sprinting or walking, feels so much more responsive now, and I'm not sure if it's just the animation work. That's definitely been improved, but we'll touch on that later. But overall, the game just feels a lot more responsive to shoot weapons, to aim, to reload. The work being done here has made the game feel a lot more polished. Just in this one change, and it's a really massive one. Let me know what you think of it down below, but so far, my impressions are so much more positive on the general gameplay experience from this update than it was before. Now we also have 3 new Vault weapons, the M416, which I've been waiting for ages, ever since they announced these. I wish we got an M4 in 2042, but now we've got the one from BF3, and it's a great gun. We also have the M240B in the LMG category and the M93R in the sidearms category. Now I'm happy with both of these two. I have unlocked all the guns, but I haven't really played around with them enough to get my opinions in the place where I'm comfortable sharing them. So tomorrow I should have a video out on all of these, the best setups that I found and how I found them overall. Now for the last big piece of news from this update is the confirmation of a new event coming soon, in the same vein as the Liquidators. If I gave a shot in the dark at what this event might be, or what I would hope for this event in my head, is that it would be a nighttime event on Spearhead, maybe involving Frontlines. Now we've had some discussion over on Discord about Frontlines as a mode. It's been hosted by the community these last couple of weeks, and it's been great, and this would be an awesome official limited time mode for a limited time event. More cosmetics as seen in the main key image for the new event look great, but I think the front lines on this map and in the dark would be awesome. That is just my hopes and opinions though. I don't think that's really going to happen. I doubt they'd just bring in a night variant of Spearhead just for this event. But, you know, wishful thinking, I think it could be really cool. Either way, we'll get some great cosmetics, hopefully a fun mode, and it's going to last a couple of weeks this time. I think maybe a week longer than Liquidators. Let's hope DICE have learned their lesson on some of the things that could have been improved from Liquidators, and we'll just see where that goes. Anyway, let's get on to the smaller and stealth changes that you might not know about. So let's fire straight through these. First off, the minimap can now be scaled. Hit registration has had some big improvements. Vault animations will no longer get played over reload animations, so you'll no longer get your weird floating magazines. The responsiveness with weapon animations and in between stances has been improved greatly. Hit reactions are now more pronounced to really show when you're getting hit. Sundance bouncing upon landing has been fixed too. Blood splatter not appearing when shooting enemies and not appearing in the right places has been fixed. Now it should be a lot more consistent. I've noticed this in some portal modes. I've shot some enemies and they've just fallen over and nothing's really come out, but that should be fixed now. Adjustments to flags and boundaries on certain maps has been made. For example, in Kaleidoscope, I think we've lost C1 and G just to kind of smoothen out the gameplay experience. Some of these I'm not too keen on, but we've just got to see where they go with that. Maybe the gameplay experience will be improved on these maps. I'll just have to test it out. AI improvements have come across the board with their pathfinding. Your lasers should no longer appear on your secondary weapons if they're equipped on your primary. I've had this as well with gadgets where you'd pull out your rocket launcher and it would have a laser sticking out the front of it. That should no longer happen. The Rex and the AKS have had their fire rates fixed. I'm assuming that means they've had them brought down or brought up. Not quite sure, I'll have to do some testing with those. Improvements have been made to the effects when seeing a Rorschach 4 trail go past you. The LAV-4 recon physics have been fixed in terms of crashing into tanks. You can no longer send the tanks flying, which is a good improvement. The voiceover has been improved when you're pinging and reviving people. We apparently have got an airstrike voiceover line for stealth helos as confirmed on Twitter by the devs. Interested to see what that one is. I haven't actually run into that one yet, but it is in the patch notes. And now when you revive a teammate who has been requesting it, you get more XP than a teammate who is not requesting it, which gives them more of an incentive to request a revive when you really need it, and it gives more XP to the person reviving you, which is awesome. It seems that PC performance improvements are also there. They haven't been mentioned in the patch notes, but from what we're hearing, PC performance should be improved. I think it was that CPU bottleneck, if I remember right. Lemon, please don't kill me if I get that wrong. I think that's meant to have been fixed and resolved a bit now. I'm not a PC player, I wouldn't know, but let me know in the comments below if you've seen any difference. It appears that footsteps, reloads, and all environmental sounds have had a bit of a boost as well, or a rebalance. We've had a lot of reports from people over at the Discord, and I've also seen this myself, that it really does seem like distant explosions, gunshots are easier to hear, footsteps are easier to identify where they're coming from and how far, and reloads, as well as having their transitions for animations improved and quickened, are just a lot easier to identify when trying to figure out what part of the reload you're on purely by audio if you need it. Another one I've just run into but I don't have footage for right now is that I think the empty Condor seats now come up as grey instead of blue, which is what I think they were before, which tells you how many empty seats you have at a glance without having to read the text, and you can just differentiate by colour, which is really cool if that's right. I believe that's correct, but I'll have to double check that one. And that is everything that was either in the patch notes or not in the patch notes, and we've just found out through testing. If you do find anything else, please do let me know in the comments below, and there usually is a post on the Reddit outlining all of the stealth changes, so go and look for that if you want to see the full list, if it is up there. Anyway, that is everything. I told you it'd be a long one, and it kind of was compared to normal. There's a lot of changes in this update, and it really has proven itself to be another banger from DICE, and it's really quick after the season has started too. Can't wait for the next event, and overall, this update has just left the game in a much better state. Even though it was in a great state before, it's now far superior than that. The improvements to gameplay responsiveness, animations, Manifest 2.0, it all culminates in something really special, and almost all of the base game maps have now been reworked. We've only got Discarded, Hourglass, and Breakaway to go. We're over halfway there. And by this time in January, we won't have too long to go until the Breakaway rework too. So if the game keeps heading in this direction, it's gonna be even better. Let me know what you think of it down below. If you want to come and talk to me or anybody else that does love this game, come over to the No Salt Discord. The link is in the description below. We'd love to hear from you over there. Thank you for watching. This has been Jammy Hero, and I'll see you in the next one.